Well, it's Chords and Coffee. This is Nate coming to you from the new Chords and Coffee set. We're super excited about this. Stay tuned. You'll see more about this coming up in the next few episodes. But for right now, I want to show you highlights of 2023. We've been doing Chords and Coffee for 2 years. That's amazing to me. So big thank you to Alec, who was the original catalyst for getting this whole thing started. He said, Nate, you ought to do a guitar lesson on YouTube. And so here we are. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being a part of Chords and Coffee. It encourages me that you would allow time out of your life to listen to me, try to encourage you, show you some cool things on guitar, introduce you to some new friends. You know, we've done a bunch of new interviews with manufacturers of guitars and amps and pedals, as well as artists that are out there on the road doing the deal, and we've expanded our Chords and Coffee family. So thank you for being a part of that. Thank you for coming along on the journey. And here's some highlights of 2023. Pentatonic gambling. All right, take you a quick drink up here in the cabin. So, there's the pentatonic scale. So, back to the dice. If you roll a 1, you're going to play the 1. So in this case, it's going to be an A. If you roll a 2, we're going to add the 2 to this. So the B, you know, when I'm playing the pentatonic a lot, especially if I'm playing like a minor thing, I love the way the B sounds. That it's kind of jazzy, right? So we're gonna add that jazzy note to this equation here. So if you land on a 2, it's gonna be the 2 or the 9th, and it's only called a 9th when it's an octave above, but let's just keep it simple. It's the 9 for if you land on a 2. God bless you, Jeff. This one's for you. Chords and Coffee with Emmett. Take you a quick drink. I want to show you this one more time, and here's why. These are basic triads. And a triad is just a 3-note chord. There it is, okay? Something special happens when you add 1 note to it. Look at here. Now, this is now, I went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are all 7th chords. I'm sure you've heard that before, 7th chords. Well, what the heck is a 7th chord? Well, that's easy. It's just a triad that has the 7th added onto it. we go down chromatically. Watch this. Isn't that nice? Just straight down to that D minor 7. Don't change anything. Just hold that grip. So there's really only 2 grips to this because I'm just going to the C major 7, which is the exact same thing I was doing up here. But I would encourage you, just try that. Just move the old pick around and listen to the way it sounds. There is a different tone. I don't know if you can hear it, but there is more of a funky immediacy of the point of the pick versus the roundness of the round side of the pick. Or how about kind of a Midnight in Harlem deal? What's really interesting, this may be the most important thing I say in this Chords and Coffee, what I'm about to tell you right now. What's really interesting is I remember the first time I played that, and I was like, I remember the first time I saw this. There was a John Scofield video. I mean, I love John Scofield, fantastic guitar player, big influence on me, John Scofield. He was playing a Telecaster, and it was like a blonde Tele. And he was at a music store, and he was just noodling, you know how you do. And I remember seeing him do this grip. And I remember telling my guitar teacher, like, what is he doing? He goes, oh yeah, that's a 13 there. And I was like, how is that a 13? He goes, well, the root is on top, right? And then you got the flat 7 on the bottom. And then you got the major 3rd, and then you got your 13. I was blown away. I ain't even thought about that. That's cool. You know what's funny is I asked you, how many kids do you have? And you started talking about your amps, which is...
I didn't hear
it's a Freudian thing. It's okay.
Who's going to be watching this?
It's all right. No, I'm glad you brought up the Telstar. 2 kids. That's great.
Yeah.
2 boys, boy and a girl.
Thanks for asking. 2 boys. They're both in college now, though. So
that's awesome. All right, so when the evening sun goes down, you will find me, G major 7, here comes C9, hanging around. And sometimes my pinky wants to come up here and hit that 5th fret of the high A, or the high E, on the A note. All the nightlife ain't a good life, but it's mine. Back into the intro, but that little section right before that is just a D chord. That neck pickup sounds awesome.
Super warm, and it's got that real, Yeah, I use this word a lot. It's tasty.
Yeah.
It's just got that tasty warmthness about it that, you know, those original pickups and things like that, you know, it becomes like the Holy Grail type pickups, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it. We haven't gone that deep with it yet.
So you haven't like done anything to it?
I literally changed the strings on it.
Yeah, because I feel like those strings were like from
Early.
1902.
Yeah.
I was like, I can only play Frank Sinatra on these strings. That's how old they are.
Selling my songs for nickels and dimes, pieces of my heart stolen away from me, heartaches and memories to rhythm and rhyme. No one seems to care how much my heart bleeds, but don't you ever feel sorry for me. This is the life I choose to lead. Girls come and go and their feelings change. I never stay long enough to settle down. So, Tennessee Whiskey. Spend my nights down on the barn, you know. Son of a preacher man, slapped together popsicle sticks and Elmer's glue.
All right, here we go.
So when we get to that bridge, what do you got right there? So the bridge, we're doing a E minor 9. Can you even see that? Where's it at? Yeah. E minor 9.
Stand, I'm to get my button to overdrive.
So actually, I guess it really depends on how you want to go about this. Are you wanting to double track this part?
Yeah, definitely.
You are. Okay.
Can you tell them why that's a thing?
Okay, so whenever you double track a part, if it's exactly the same, it actually makes your stereo width sound not as wide.
So like if you copied and pasted, as like literally like we just took that and then just went, you know what, hey, good job, copy and paste. It wouldn't sound as big as if I do it again, like I'm going to do now. Serious question. You guys have songs that are like where you're playing chords for most of it, or is everything pretty much riff based?
It's pretty much all riff based.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I mean, I definitely do still play and strum chords in the chorus and stuff on a lot of them, but it's very. I would say 50-50 would be a safe bet, but it's probably more riffage than chordage.
Riffage than chordage.
Yeah.
Someone needs to put together a shirt that has the word riffage and then chordage and then like a greater than and less than sign. You can decide which one you stand on.
Oh my gosh, we need to make that.
There's a little Chords and Coffee Palen crossover merchandise opportunity.
Yes.
Keep playing that thing. Are you tuned to standard or are you tuned lower?
I tune down to lute tuning. I tune a step down.
And so a whole step down is lute tuning?
Lutes are tuned to D.
Oh, that's cool.
Like there are different lute tunings. There's Baroque and Renaissance. So I played a Renaissance lute, and that's.
And I know a lot of guys who play classical like their action a little higher.
They do.
Yeah. Is that for the resonance factor of it? Yeah.
And you have to work at it. It's not a bad thing to have to work at it.
Yeah.
I like it, Danny.
What really took it to the next level was getting that experience with the amps and really like feeling how they were supposed to be, how they're supposed to sound, how they're supposed to feel. And it was less about the design. Like everyone says like, oh, you know, like the secrets are in the schematics, and it's not. The secrets are in like actually playing the amp and experiencing them. And that kind of got me just like so far down the Dumble rabbit hole that I just developed my own amp line. And, you know, obviously it's come a long way since I first started. But, you know, 2012, I started building these clones and the word got out online and people started buying them. And, you know, I was doing really low volume at the time. Like I was still working full time, but I kept at it, you know, and I just kept building the amps one by one. And, you know, I had issues I had to overcome. You know, you'd have like failures or bad solder joints and things like that. But just kept going, man. Iron that stuff out. And by 15 or 16, I had like 4 or 5 different amps. You know, we were doing pretty good. And again, like it was kind of a low volume thing back then, but just kept at it while I was working and eventually was able to quit my job and go full time with the business.
Wow, that's awesome. And you know what's funny is a lot of the guys that I've had the wonderful pleasure to talk with like this, where, you know, I'm talking to a manufacturer, guys who are making great electric guitar amps that have that kind of tone are also players.
me, baby, from the
And along comes this song by a guy named John Hartford, which somehow or another, his name was actually John Harford. And then he gets connected with Chet Atkins, and you can Wikipedia this, Google it, you'll find for yourself. But Chet Atkins comes along and says, you're going to want to change your name to Hartford. You're going to want that T. So he puts the T in his name, and next thing you know, he's John Hartford. And it does sound good. Chet was right, again, right? And so this song, Gentle on My Mind, got to be one of the most gorgeous pieces of, is it a country song? Is it a folk song? It's just a good song. It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. Don't want to leave now. Now for this A minor 7, just take off your index finger here and have that open G. You know I believe in how. Back to D7 and then back to the... Do the whole thing again, right? C7, so on and so on and so on. And then the second time, when you get to that...
It's a marvelous night for romance with the stars above in the eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that beat soft and low. You know the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. You know the soft moonlight seems to hide your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some sweet romance with you, my love?
Yeah, that's something I worked on a lot, was using my pinky, because now I have a lot more dexterity with it. Like I can actually use it without...
Oh, how big of a stretch? What are you doing right there?
So from 5 to 12.
5 to 12? All right, hold on a second. Somebody bring me some Vic Salve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so from 5 to 12?
Yeah, I can do 12 to a 24, but I don't have 24.
I don't have 24 either, but
yeah.
12, I mean,
I
that's still
12 to
pretty
21.
stretchy. Yeah. Nice. 12 to 21?
Yeah.
God, that's stretchy, brother. You're gonna need an extra cup of coffee for this one. Here it comes. Great Pumpkin Waltz. I'll be honest with you, I just started learning this. Well, there you have it. There's 2023 Chords and Coffee, getting up every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, living life the best we can with the guitar in our hand. And thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for subscribing. I don't know if you know this or not, but your comments fuel the content of Chords and Coffee. And I'm telling everybody I run into that the folks that are the community of Chords and Coffee are the most encouraging guitar players on the planet, because you are. How do I know? Well, you encourage me. Thank you. Let's keep doing this, and we'll see you next year.